Welcome back, whippersnappers. This is Gramps. We are in Shapes 2 doing the insane custom challenge, and we are in the dimension update. Last episode, this guy, we got done with this shape. We just had this shape left to go on our task, this task. So we're gonna unlock that guy. Look, we're up to 18 research points, which is great. Absolutely. And we have 55 platform limit now, which is like $1.5 billion. Now, in the meantime, let's see here. Yeah, I think that was all kind of scattered up and around here. And I think that with this one, let's look at this. Yeah, we need to get rid of some of this. So this was our original build for it. And yeah, let's bring in these guys in. All right, so I think we can get rid of those. And I think we can get rid of these. This. Question, as always, is, was there something that we created? I know we created a lot of sort of one-off custom stuff for that. So that's okay. If that goes away. And then what's the, yeah, this is our big milestone 3 shape, which is coming on in, and I think that's going to get finished up this episode. And then in the meantime, we're going to get this task done. So part of the insane challenge is that the shapes and the tasks are related, but not directly related. I mean, they're using the same things, but then completely different configurations. Now, part of the way you can tackle that is by building in quarters, right? So if you do have a shape like this next one that has no overlays, I think we could do, in fact, we'll do that for this. Okay, we're just going to build it out quarter by quarter. Cool. So in the meantime, let's get this guy going. This is what we're building now. And pretty easy. We just need this. We need, so we need 2 circle hourglasses. One of them painted green. Let's go down here and see if we can do that a little bit lower. Here's circles. In fact, this one is all circles. Yeah, so we can just mine a bunch of circles here. Let's just do that. So we need, let's get our miner shape. Yeah, we'll do that. Do that. It gets us out to the max, which is good. 2 of these are going to be hourglasses. So let's do hourglass. And yeah, that is going to be our hourglass for one of them. But you know what? Let's make this one the top hourglass. And actually, you know what? Let's do that. And then let's do that. And right here, we're going to put this guy and just give it a little twist. Oh, build smarter. Our blueprint points are still cut off. And I'm not going to turn back on until we get done with all those. So this one is going to be our very top piece. Okay, so that is this guy. Boop, this guy up here. The other one is going to be this. And that one needs to go get painted. So let's load those shapes. And we do need... We need some painter depots. So let's do this. I'm going to do 2 separate ones. And this one. Is going to come in right there. So shapes will go in there. Then the color is going to come into the top. Now the other one, need another one of these guys. Oh, you know what? No, let's just do this. Boom. Straight in there. That there. Hey, milestone 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so now we'll have a full circle coming into this side and our hourglass coming into this side. Now that said, we want them both painted green. So we're going to do this and this. No, we'll do this and this. And actually, you know what? I think that it's probably easiest to just do that, to be honest. Boink. All right. Excellent. Then we need to do the same with red. And get another one of these going. Do that right here. But not right there. Instead, we're going to do this. And come up here to this. Do that. And bring it in there. Okay, so that is going to create full red circles. Which I think we need, we'll probably do 2 of. Let's start off with 1. All right, let's get some trains going. And we'll do that. And that, and that, and hey, why not? That could be our thing, putting trains this way. Okay. And yeah, that gets us all of that stuff. And again, let's just grab this and use it here and here and here. So we have our hourglass shapes here, and Yeah, right to left. And that there's no rotation here. So that's going to be our very bottom. Okay. So let's get a stacker depot going. Let's do it like this. Okay, so this one is going to be the bottom and come into this stacker depot. Then the one we're going to put on top of that is going to be our green and red swapper candidate. So let's come over here. Swapper Depot 2. Is this really... No, I guess this should work. So that is going to take... green circles in on one side. And red circles in on the top. And that should give us our second layer here. But I have to make sure it is rotated correctly. So we'll have to see. There's some red. There's some green. And I'm just going to delete all that for now until I see if it is going to be correct, because if not, then we will rotate it right here. Oh, wait, no, this isn't right. This is just a single swapper. What it needs to do is take all this output. Needs to take all this output, rotate it, and then put it through another swapper. Right? So let's get rid of that. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm just going to do from one section here. What happens there? No, that doesn't work. It's only the center ones that get... Is that true? Yeah, the center ones get the rotate, or get the swap happening. Alright, so let's... Well, here, let's just do this anyway. And put that there and see what happens. So that's going to put those guys in like so. Then we need a top one. Also rotating. So let's try this. And see what that does. Experimentation. Oh, but see, then that is going to go straight through. So, oops. All right, so let's see what this does. I think that's going to work. Yeah. All right. And these two are the same. All right, so I just got to figure this out on this one. Okay. Oh, but then does it have to go through 2 more of them? No, I don't think so. All right, let's do this instead. All right, I'm gonna just gonna undo all this stuff. Let's see how far we can undo. All right. So, if we rotate everything, which we could do, we're doing okay. Yeah, let's do this. Do we have a rotator? I don't think we do have. Let's create a rotate module. So boink. Oh. Create it smart. Come on, Gramps. All right. Save blueprint. Rotate. And we just have to call it that one name because, of course, we can only rotate in one direction. So yeah. So did this do it? Let's see. Here we go. These are all coming in. I don't think this is working. Obviously, the ones on top are not rotated. The ones on the bottom are. And these guys are not. So we need to, at the bottom of this, we need to swap it. So these ones go in the middle. And then these ones go on the outside. All right. So let's do that. Okay, I got it. Right. Same down here. And then if we feed it through the exact same module again, we should end up with all the belts rotate it, or all the, we should end up with 8 full belts of that shape. Are they going to be different, though? I think they are. Okay, so the top ones are all, and we're facing north. The top ones are all red, red, green, red, green. But the bottom ones are green, red, green, red. Okay. So that's all right. The bottom one is the correct one. That's the way we want it. So let's do this. This one, it doesn't need to overlap. No. This one can just go straight on through. Which means up here, we can do that. Excellent. Yay. All right. So now we want all of those going into the top of here. I'm going to do that and that. Doke. So, no, we only need one, definitely. But it's going to have 2 cars on. Okay. So that's going to take those and dump them in here. That is going to give us our bottom 2 rows. Now, we need to do the same thing. With red and clear. So let's get this going. And yeah, we're gonna put clear, uncolored at the, no, uncolored are gonna go to the bottom. Okay, because in this case the uncolored are equal to red, so that means the rotation should be the same. And then the red will go into the top. I'm going to wait till you pass. Cut you off. Okey-doke. Uh-huh. Yes, the top rail. It's going to do that. And we need another clear, another set of uncolored going in to here. Right there. Okay, so that's going to bring the uncolored shapes. Oops, no. Wrong. We need an unloader. There we go. Okay. And that's going to create, yes, red going into there. And we're going to use this. There. Excellent. So that is going to bring them in. So that creates our next layer, which is here. Which, where's our stacker at? Right here. So these are going to go in and be the bottom. Right there. And we need upper ones coming in here. Which we can do like so. So that builds our second layer down, and then we just need our very tippy top layer. Which is coming from way... from here. Yes, and we need a shape loader. And where is that going to come in? That is going to come in to right here, shape unloader. Yeah, like that. To there. That builds our full shape that we're now going to toss into a shape loader, which direction? Ah, there we are. We're going to bring on up here. Boop it on in. Excellent. All right, so that's that. Let's go take a look at our milestone. I'm just going to put 2 cars there, 2 trains there, just for kicks. All right, let's just double check because we should have something in. Aha. There we go. Okie doke. Milestone. We unlocked color mixing, which, as you know, allows us to mix colors together to make secondary colors. So we take our primary colors, our red, green, and blue, and mix them together in various ways to make cyan, magenta, and yellow. And white to create our tertiary color. So we get our color mixer machine, which is this. We just got 300 platform limit, which you know that is the golden prize. And we've got 75,000 blueprint points, which not a big deal, but exciting to have. And we've got some new tasks. So excellent. What is our next one? Our next one is going to be the pin pusher. And to do that, we've got to go through all of these beauties. But we're not going to work on that. I'm not going to work on these right now. We're going to see how we're doing here. We don't have anything coming in here yet. Let's see why not. Reds. Yeah, we should. I didn't even double check to make sure that we are the right orientation. I think we are not the right orientation. All right, let's hit a pause. This is the right orientation. The bottom one is not. That's so annoying. I don't understand. Anyway. So the way to fix it is like so. And then on the bottom one, we need this. Okay. There we go. That's wrong. Yeah, so that's gonna get cleaned out. There we go. Excellent. All right. And that is going on into the swapper. And we do not yet have our top piece. Let's go see what's holding that up. I know what's holding that up. The fact that there's no train bringing it in. Okay. Good. Done. Let's look at the next task. So this is our next task. So I was saying let's consider building this in quarters as opposed to layers. Does that make sense? So we're going to worry about this as opposed to this and this. So a lot more stacking involved in this, doing it this way. To do this, we'll have that stack, and then this stack to put them together. Let's find some... Let's go off this way and find some of these guys. All right. The nice thing about building it in quarters is that you can... I don't know, what is the nice thing? There's got to be a nice thing about it, right? I guess you can worry less about things. You can worry less about finding full shapes or exact shapes because you're literally just finding, one little corner. So that's good. I think it's probably more expensive platform-wise. So let's get a minor shape. Now, in theory, right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And we need 4 different ones of these. 4 different spikes. So we could just do that. Let's look at doing it this way. Let's simplify things. All right? So if we do that, and then cut off all this stuff. How would this work? I'm just trying to think about it in my head. We basically want... Alright. We want this. We are going to cut those guys like so. Okay. Then we're going to give them a rotate. Then we're going to cut them. And then these ones, let's leave, you know, what if we rotated them out? We would need to rotate them 3 times to be the upper right corner. So let's do this instead. I'm going to put them out on the bottom. That said, let's change this. Oops. Do not want to do that. Yeah, we can move this up like so. Okay. So that gets us one batch. They're down like so. Let me clear all those out. So my idea is this. Let's make a full mine operation here of bottom left guys. Then, oh, you know what? I've never done this. Oh, look at that. Huh. I never even thought to do that. Okay. Sorry, I just blew my own mind there. All right. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm still a little bedazzled by that. Yeah, so, like I said, we'll get a whole thing of these going along. Oh, but that's not the right way. There we go. And then we can do the same thing and get it going with the upper lower layer. Okay. I have never thought of doing that. I don't know why. Okay. So, same thing. These guys are going to be on the top. And then we're going to load up a 2-layer train. By doing that. We need some painted red, some painted blue. Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take this. I'm going to duplicate it. And we will do a double loading operation. Now, we're going to come over here. Some of those are going to get painted blue. And some are not. And then it's going to come down here, and some are going to get painted red, some are not. And then we will combine them all together. And the ones that get painted red, and half the ones that don't get painted red, will also get a double rotate. So, let's go for our painter depot here. And we're going to do that. Nope. There we go. Basically this, without all that. Only going to be using one layer. This is my first time building this way, so I hope you understand that I'm going to be going a little slower than normal. We're going to unload our shapes here. But we're only going to unload from the, yeah, we'll do the second layer. Okay. Then we're going to have a similar thing here, but we're only going to unload. Oh, we're going to unload the second layer here too, but there's going to be an extra line we're just going to take from the back of the train. And when we unload on this one, we're going to give a double rotate. And yeah, this one we can't build as smart as we would like. There we go. And that one is coming in on the second layer. So let's do that. Okay, now we've got a train. So this train is doing a lot of cruising around. And then after here, it's going to a stacker depot. Which we can really just do a single, a one. I believe. And that train is going to be dropping off on the bottom because it is just... Nope, this is wrong. There, that's the bottom. And yeah, that's fine for that. But then we're going to take this whole thing again and do this, and again add a spacer for that. Okay, so but one of these has to be the second layer only. One of these is first layer only. And then it goes back to the start, and instead of having to go underhand the whole way, we're just going to do that. And that is why I always put these guys off to the side like this. All right, let's see if this works. It's not going to be complete because we then need to take these guys and run them in over here. So let's do a shape loader. In fact, just bring it on in there. And the blue, oh, I don't know if I'm doing, yeah, that's the one that gets turned. And this also needs to get turned. Ah, wait. All right. Sorry, I have to get rid of this. All right, why is it not stopping here? Is a question I have. Let's hit pause. Okay, because why is it not stopping there? All right, let's see what it does. It's going to come here and fill up. Yeah, 4 layers. And come over here and drop one of those packages off, or 2 of them. All right, that is that task done. It's going to come here and drop another batch off, and these ones are getting, oh, they need to be not turned that way. Okay. They need another turn. Can that work? No. All right, there we go. Boom, boom. Gonna clear out all those. Unpause it. All right. So in theory, all right, this is not working because it's a shape unloader. Oh, we need to be... Where's our train? Aha, we need to be pulling from the second car. Okay, that's why. So this one is going to get the blue, which is good. That's working. And then this one is going to get the red, which means it also needs to be... Go through all this rotation. All right. So, yes, those are getting cleared out. All right, come on. Did it not stop that time? All right. What am I doing wrong? This is the second car. Yeah, that's the second car. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should have 4 stops. Okay, first car, middle row. This should be first car, bottom row. So this one will change to be first car. I'm going to pause this. Boop. All right. Yes. First car, bottom row. Boing, boing. That means this. We have to turn that back on. All right. Now you're going to stop, right? Yay. And then you stop here. Second car, bottom row. Why did you go that? No, we don't want that. Because of this. Okay. Nothing. Stop. The drop there, drop there, and then drop here. Yay, now it's empty. Okay, that's working. Let's collect this. All right. Now we need to grab these guys. So let's put them into a shape loader. Do we care where they're going? Probably. They're going into the middle row. This one is going to come over here. To there. And unload from the middle row. Oh, boink. All right. And that means we just need to do this. See, also doing this reminds me that when we copy and paste from random things, as opposed to using blueprints, we can run into danger that way. Oh my goodness, look at this. I left this running, and we already got 10,000 popped in. I'll take it. Let's just leave it running until we don't need it anymore. Okay. Now, let's use our new little dealie here. Gonna bring those in. And over here. So, in theory, we've made the two pieces of this shape. But haven't completed it yet. Ah, okay. Yeah. That's coming in here. Picking up from one. And dropping on the bottom. Yeah. Why? Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. This one's full. That's why it didn't stop. All right, that is going to make this. That's going to make our top half. Now, why do we do all this? Because eventually, this whole shape is going to get reused down here, but it's going to be down bottom left. So now, when that happens, we can just take this and give it a rotate and reuse it for this. And at that point, we're not even going to be using this, but it doesn't matter. We're just going to keep stockpiling them, but then we're going to take it and rotate it for this. All right? And then even here, we're going to keep using the red on the upper right, and then we'll use the blue on the bottom left. So see, that same thing gets reused in different chunks, different places. So that is our bottom. And this is our top right here. So let's use what I just said. We're going to go back to here, Stacker Depot 1. And do that. On this one, it's not going to matter if it comes in from top or bottom. And we're pulling from the bottom from one. Same with this guy. Okay. Oh, nope. All right. That one works. Now let's get some cars going. Yay. That makes our final shape. Which we are then going to bring in, where are we? Over here. To the vortex. And make sure that works at the bottom. Yes. Okay. So my first time using building by quarters. I think it's working. Now, of course, we could... Yep, there it goes. Look at that. That's our shape. So, of course, we could do this and then double it up to, full, 8 lanes. Not worried about that right this minute. But we'll increase things next episode, and we'll keep going with the rest of this task and get that one knocked out. And just sort of work through it. I'm going to work through this whole task at this single layer methodology. Let's take a look here, too. That was 163 platforms, which compared to like our blueprint shape is 354. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Oh, speaking of blueprint shapes, yeah, look at that. Yeah. All right. That's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to re-enable blueprints. All we need to do is take this hourglass that we've got right here, paint it cyan, and we've got to take this shape and paint it cyan. Yep. So we will get that going. Cyan is blue and green together. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Right down there. So we'll get some cyan machines going. Bring them on up here. This is a huge... I can't express the challenge of building this thing with the single platforms. That has really been a huge thing. Blueprint points are always platform limits are always a challenge in the very beginning. But, this is a whole different layer. I'm going to, in the meantime, we'll go ahead and reconnect that. We'll get some blueprint points coming in. We burned out almost 500,000 blueprint points. So I'm feeling good about that. And we'll be back next episode to finish this up. I'm just going to leave this in place. Right now we've got 277 platform limit points. I mean, why not? I'm just going to leave this. Again, that is 434 platform points. So if we need them, we've got them. It's all single train, pretty much, except for this guy at the very end. So I may, just reclaim those. But that's going to be it. So that's going to be it for this episode. Hope you are enjoying building by quarters as opposed to building by layers. We'll catch you next episode. This is Gramps, signing off.